And there you go. So here we are going to add a new scenario. Here, in this scenario, we are going to ask, in fact, to simply create an event in my calendar. So here, as a result, it's just a single module, but I needed to put it in a new scenario. So here, it's simple. So I'm just going to look for Google. So calendar. So it's always the same thing. And this time, we are actually going to look for the option that allows us to create. So here, we will click here, create an event. That's what interests me. And here, of course, I actually select my calendar. Here, that's it, the calendar, and what's very interesting when you see. In fact, we actually need to give a title. In fact, for the event, we need to provide a date, so a start date, an end date, and a description. So as a result, we are going to look at that. There are practically 4 variables to record. So, as a result, we can leave it like that, and we will come here, and we will try to define the variables that the system will simply need to define. So, as a result, we are going to click, and we will quickly add the information. So here, the date. So here, this is the date of my event. I leave all that as it is, and it will be mandatory, of course. I will also add another piece of information that is very important, which is the end date. Speaking of the end date, because the event will not last a whole day, it will be specific to the number of hours and everything. So I will put that, and I will indicate as such a mandatory piece of information. I will need, of course, a title. The title is simply the information to be provided. So here I will add the title. And here too, I would say that the title must be important and mandatory, because we cannot set something without having information. At least the title after the description can be optional as a field. But here, we will define it. So here, these are the description details. And it is not mandatory, therefore. So here I have the 4, so I save them. I click here. We will try to see if we can capture them simply here, to see if it's ever actually that the system will find it. So the name. So there, hop. So what I'm going to do is simply here, just put it like this, the information. And I save. I save. Then in fact I save everything. And we will come back here to see if we capture them. So there, the name of the event, so it's event title. So if I come back here, we'll move on to that. The start date, the end date, end date. And we need the description. So I actually don't see the description. We needed to add a description phase. So as a result, we will do recorded, save. Okay, there we will see it change. In fact, we will put it on request since it's a variable. We will activate the scenario, save it first, activate it, then we refresh the page. And well, here we will try to go to the description. I don't see why here, in fact, it doesn't show the description. This is the duration. With the start and end date, it's already sufficient. We won't need more. And so here we will click, there you go. We simply needed to add this option here to include all the information. There you go. As a result, we will actually be able to enrich the information. And there you go. So I think also, so these are the details afterwards. Everything can be further detailed, but I'll just leave the basic information. I save and record it here. So here the system is actually, there you go, operational, everything that needs to be done. Of course, here in my system, I needed to add it to my agenda. And I add it mainly to my agent, so then we save, and if I go back here to my agent, we will go to the configuration. We will add it by default with, it's always the calendar. And here, we will simply define this. Second agent here, of course, we will put a small description here. Here I will set to create an event. There you go, we save and add here, so now I click ADD. So it needs to be added here. You will see that if I want to come here, I click a second time and it should simply take me out of. We might refresh here and we are very sure. So now, in fact, there are 2. So here, if it doesn't appear, there's no problem. then you save and refresh the page so that the leg actually, there you go, so reactive in fact. And it displays the information for me. So at the level of everyone, it's always just one, so we will see why it is not active. Because in fact, once we add it, I see here, there you go, it's as if it wasn't added correctly. So it's this one. Now we are going to check it. We will click once on haste. So there, it's added. We do it here. There you go. We do it here. We go back there. We click here. And there you go. So there, as a result, my system is fine. All that's left to do. In fact, here we are simply going to make a donkey. And what are we going to do? We are going to try to send a voice message to actually ask him to reserve for me. So there you go, an appointment for tomorrow and test. In fact, it's capable of adding. In fact, here's the appointment for tomorrow here, and we will try to see if it works very well. So there. As a result, we come back here and try to call Telegram. We are going to try the voice message. I am actually starting the recording. I want an appointment tomorrow at 11 a.m. with the architect. So there, we just sent the message. It understood that it's an audio, and now we return to Telegram. There you go. The appointment with the architect has been scheduled for tomorrow at 11 a.m. So we are going to try to check here on my calendar. And indeed, it's great. So there, it has just been added at 11 a.m. as I requested. It's really very, very interesting. Of course, I can add other descriptions to provide more details and everything. But in any case, so far, it's very interesting. It was able to do the recording correctly. So as a result, my scenario has just been, let's say, completed. So I will also add the update, therefore, to the calendar. Because when we talk about an assistant, it must be able to read, write, and update. So here we are going to try to quickly create a new scenario. And here, quite simply, it will be the update of my calendar or my event. So as a result, the same thing, we will search on the Google Calendar. So there you go, our calendar. So here, but this time we will search for update. So here, we will search for the update. You will see it's the same thing here regarding the update. You just need to simply select my calendar here. So here, I select the calendar. There you go. So I will take the calendar, then the active project right away. In fact, we see information at Ali 20. I said, okay. The 20, it said actually, it will be quite simply. The information that will actually be sent by my artificial intelligence. So that's why. Here, I am going to create. We are going to create here, quite simply a new, again, finally, a new variable 1. So here, this is where it will detect first actually the information. So as a result, you will see that the agent before updating will first go to fetch the information. Once it finds it, it will find the stop, say, and then it will write. So as a result, that's the intelligence of the AI agent. It will be able to detect, in fact, first that we need to consult and then we need to update. So here, it will actually be this information, of course, that will be mandatory. And so as a result here, we will actually assign it to the system, and at the same time, in fact, we will try to add the 4 basic pieces of information. Because when it updates, it can update multiple data, multiple pieces of information, meaning it can update the name. So if ever I want the name to actually be updated, I also want, and we can leave all that. In fact, it's not mandatory because he might simply not change all the information. So I will put the name. I will put, so there we have put the name, event, name. We will also put the description, which is very important. Of course, also in terms of the description of each variable, it would be better if it is well detailed, as we did at the beginning. And when does it start the event? Can I have a new date? And of course, when do they end? So always the same important information that I must obviously have there. Putting them in the information, of course, the start and end are always mandatory, always mandatory. And there, I save. So here, it's saved So it remains there that I would obviously need to perform these dates and this information there. So in terms of the information related to the event ID, this event ID must be retrieved as a variable. That's why here we will do it like this as a map, and we will simply point it in this way. So if it doesn't appear here, no problem, just take anything here. Just to fill in and save, I save. And there, if I do it again to do it a second time, I should find it here. So here's the events ID. It's the AI actually that will fill it in. So name as usual is the title or name as you prefer. Start. Here, when the event begins, when the event ends, that's the end. And here we will simply have the description, and I click save here. Don't forget to change this to demand. I click save, I activate here, I save, and I activate. So there my system is actually active. So what needs to be done, of course, is to add this in the configuration, that is here at the configuration level. We will therefore add this as a description when I put it. So here we will click on add ID, and there you go. We will find this event. Of course, we add the description first, and here as a description. We will put and will need to update if it needs to be updated. It will use all of this. So I will save, I activate here. I do at 10.6, so it has been added. Don't forget how we did it earlier. To click on save here as well. So this part also allows you to save. It's very important, so I save, it has been saved properly. If I come here, first, when I click again, it should appear. We will find the three very well. Come on, now we will ask it. In fact, to update, it returns the path with the architect, and we will. So either we will move it. Come on, we will move it. That's fine. We will set it. To go instead of 11 o'clock, we will say I want it to be at 10 o'clock instead of 11 o'clock. So as a result, all that's left to do is for me to come here and I actually launch the system. So there it is waiting for me to send the message and my instruction. Well, so there I send my message. I want you to change tomorrow's appointment with the architect. Instead of 11 o'clock, I want you to set it for 10 o'clock in the morning. So there you go, the detector is working to update. We'll actually see the result right there. It replies to me on Telegram and tells me it has been moved to 10 o'clock in the morning to the verdicts. And yes, so it has been moved to, but look there. When it moved, it did not delete. The second one. There you go, maybe this one will be fine, it will be good here, actually to update. Especially, it's very good. Already, when we see this, it's a little bit to refine. This part here. In fact, in the use of tools, it would be good to actually add more information regarding the update so that it learns to better handle this tool. So when it moves, it should delete from the old one. So here, we will inject some more improvements. So here, I will place first actually tool number 3 and 4 to better discuss the creation. So we will actually give it the instructions. How will it be used for creation? This is important. And for the update, so here as well, we will require it to actually update the event that already exists. So there, as a result, when you see it here, we have actually required it to modify an existing event. And there we add some tools. I would also like to add other working conditions. Here, it's about how it will proceed before creation. And also actually, when it sets an event, we can place it there because by default, it starts at half an hour. I can actually tell it that you start here when you see it there for 1 hour. So that's the default duration. So as a result, I want it to be, there you go, 1 hour and there. Actually, here's some information before the creation of the event. And especially there, if there is actually a conflict between an existing event and everything, how it should proceed to set it up. So as a result, we are actually improving our system and we will have a much more robust system that can handle interventions. Don't forget that we will have the possibility to add a lot of other tools, other cues, other scenarios, so that the agent or the assistant can be as autonomous as possible. And who will? There you go. Juggle actually to do everything I ask of it in terms of execution. We are at the end, so I think if you've stayed until now, you enjoyed the training. And if you want to see a much more in-depth, advanced training that shows you how to become an expert in automation, especially with Make, well, then I invite you to simply visit my website, which is drferras.vp. Here is the link to the site. On this site, you will simply find a pack of codes that I offer, which contains 20 courses. So the 20 courses, in fact, we find everything related to Make and also everything related to Newton, several trainings that actually show you how to create these automations, which allow you to save time and money. We find a bit of everything, many practical workshops that actually help you to become professional and expert especially. So you just need to enter your email address here. There is actually a 14-day guarantee. And I'm giving you a little coupon. Here it is as a gift. It's YT20. When you use this gift, there you go, 20. It will give you an additional special discount on that. It's a gesture I make for good deals. And on YouTube, you need to take the pack. And it will give you access to an interface like this. So, an interface where you will simply see the different courses. For example, if I take this one or LinkedIn prospecting and where. When you click, you will always find a space where you can download the course materials and the workflow. Well, the scenario ready to be deployed, to take away, and there I explain to you step by step. So there will always be videos where I show you all the connections, all the module creations from A to Z. So you will have all the small videos, capsules where I guide you step by step. So this is my most available pack today, the largest pack on the market. Here we offer a lot of training, quality, especially our practical, to help you become an expert in everything no code. I thank you very much and see you soon in our next video.